Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Let's start out by taking a deep breath and just being, just being enough. Relaxing into the idea that you are a powerful creator and you are setting an intention for how today is going to go. Today is going to be easy flowing. Today is going to be purposeful. Today is going to be productive. You can let the power of the universe flow to and through you and do the heavy lifting for you. You can do more today than you've ever done on a Monday with ease and flow. Take a deep breath in and let that sink in. You are tapping into the energy of the universal mind, tapping into the energy that creates worlds. And through your human body, your human hands, you are co-creating your life. Let's make today beautiful, easy flowing, productive. We're starting out in well-being. You have everything within you. Tap into that energy. Use your thought energy to bring to you what it is you truly desire. You have within you the power to create your heart's desire. Where you place your thoughts is where you place your energy. I know that in the morning, some people, like I used to, hit snooze or jump out of bed and or grab the phone and start looking at the news and what's going on in the world and getting prepared for the fight, getting prepared for what could possibly go wrong, worrying about every little thing that could possibly happen instead of using your beautiful energy to direct your thoughts and your actions in the direction of a purposeful intention, what you truly desire to have take place, not replaying the old patterns, not taking into consideration all the circumstances and problems, but starting today with a fresh, clean slate, knowing that you have the power within you to consciously be aware of your thoughts and to change how you think, how you act, and therefore what you create today. Today is a new day that has never been lived before. Today you have the opportunity to go in the direction of your dreams, to start to move toward what you want. And as you start to move toward what you want, the universe starts to bring your goal closer to you. Everything you have in you is growing and developing and becoming the person you are meant to be. Whatever vision you have for your future, what you would love, a big, beautiful idea, a purpose, Whatever is in your mind, you are the person to bring it into physical reality. The picture in your mind is the coming attractions of your life. Let's make it bold and beautiful and everything that you want, but not limiting the universe. You could say, I am happy, I am healthy, I am wealthy. I have a purpose. I serve others from my heart, and I am amply rewarded. I love my life. I am enough. And every challenge that stands before me strengthens me for the next stage of my life. It's not about positive thinking, it's about becoming consciously aware of the thoughts that are constantly running around in the background. Become consciously aware of what you're saying to yourself, what you're thinking. And if it's not serving you, if it's not moving in the direction of your goal of being healthy, happy, purposeful, wealthy, at ease, then let it go. The first step to change is to become consciously aware of your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, and then to be easy on yourself as you go through change, because there will be chaos. There will be times where the future is unknown, the next step is unknown. But the unknown is not scary. We've just been trained to think that. We worry, is that a tiger in the bushes or just a shadow? If you have a beautiful vision, a dream, a goal that you want to happen in your life, you're going to have to think differently. You're going to have to feel differently. You're going to have to take different actions so that you get a new reaction, so your results become changed. It's not about positive thinking, it's about being consciously aware and training your body to start to feel the experience before the experience happens. To be grateful that you are healthy, to be grateful that you are wealthy. If you were wealthy beyond measure, what could you do for yourself, for your family, for the world? What legacy would people know you for? How kind and generous you are. How calm, confident, and at ease you are. How you are relaxed and think clearly and easily find solutions. That comes from faith, from studying yourself and the laws of the universe and how and where you place your energy. Are you using your beautiful energy to create what you want? What is a beautiful vision that you have, a goal, a destination, a state of being that you want in your life? The universe is infinite, and there are infinite possibilities, and they are waiting for you to decide what you want. Put in your order with the universe and decide, this is where I'm going. unknown, but it's not scary. I'm just used to feeling a certain way, but I want to be a different result. I want to know that I am healthy and happy and at ease and purposely working towards serving with my heart. What would that feel like? Whatever it is that you desire, I think you want it because you believe in having it. You'll feel better. Life will be easier. You'll be more healthy, wealthy, loved, confident. It's important to get into that state of being so that your energy attracts that. Your energy moves in that direction, and you don't waste your energy going in the wrong direction, worrying about everything that might happen, or worrying about what used to be or what currently is. You don't need to worry about circumstances or problems. Your energy will only flow in the direction that you train it. Train it to go towards what you really want in your mind, in your heart. And then, as you get into that state of being there already, from a heart filled with loving energy going in the direction of your goal of well-being, loved, wealthy, confident, whatever it is that you deeply desire, when you train your body to feel that, to know what it is, you can relax and allow the universe to sweep away everything that doesn't match that. You don't need to waste your energy on current and past circumstances. We're not going that way. Grab your journal, your pen and paper, and I want you to just feel what it's like to be at the destination that you choose. What is it that's making you happy? You're in the state of being well and joyful and grateful. If you already were living your goal, what would it look like? If you were living your ideal life, doing the purposeful work that you choose and being amply rewarded, how does it feel now that you're there? Let's take a couple of minutes to write down what that looks like, what that feels like. You might just write one sentence, I am so happy and grateful now that. Or if your mind is filled with beautiful ideas, write them all down. And as you're writing, you start to think. And as you think, you get new ideas that will allow you to take new action. Write those down, capture them so you don't forget them. And I'll be right back. Good morning again. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. When you're so wrapped up in the state of being grateful and consciously aware of what it is that you truly desire, when you start to write about what you want and you're in a relaxed state of being, this opens you up to the universal power, to the universal energy that is always flowing to and through you and taking you in the direction of love, light, faith, well-being, whatever it is you want. On the physical plane, how you want to be living, it's all in you. I'm going to read a little essay from Thomas Troward, his chapter touching lightly from the book Hidden Power, The Hidden Power by Thomas Troward. He says, "What is my point of support? Is it in ourselves or outside us? Are we self-poised or does our balance depend on something external? According to the actual belief in our answer to these questions is embodied, so will our lives be. In everything there are two parts, the essential and the incidental, that which is the nucleus and raison d'etre of the whole thing, and that which gathers round this nucleus and takes form from it. The true knowledge always consists in distinguishing these two from each other, and error always consists in misplacing them. In all our affairs, there are two factors, ourselves and the matter to be dealt with. And since for us the nature of anything is always determined by our thought of it, it is entirely a question of our belief which of these two factors shall be the essential and which the accessory. Whichever we regard as the essential, the other at once becomes the incidental. The incidental can never be absent. For any sort of action to take place, there must be some conditions under which the activity passes out into visible results. But the same sort of activity may occur under a variety of different conditions, and thus may produce very different visible results. Remember, I said at the beginning, there are infinite possibilities. Troward says, so in every matter we shall always find an essential or energizing factor and an incidental factor which derives its quality from the nature of the energy. We can therefore never escape from having to select our essential and our incidental factor, and whichever we select as the essential, we thereby place the other in the position of the incidental. If then we make the mistake of reversing the true if then we make the mistake of reversing the true position and suppose that the energizing force comes from the merely accessory circumstances, then we make them our point of support and lean upon them and stand or fall with them accordingly. So we don't want to make the outside circumstances the energizing force or the true position, because then we come into a condition of weakness and obsequious waiting on all sorts of external influences, which is the reverse of that strength, wisdom, and opulence, which are the only meaning of liberty. But if we would ask ourselves the common sense question, where can the center of a person's life be except in himself? We shall see that all in which pertains to us, the energizing center must be in ourselves. We can never get away from ourselves as the center of our own universe. And the sooner we clearly understand this, the better. There is really no energy in our universe but what emanates from ourselves in the first instance, and the power which appears to reside in our surroundings is derived entirely from our own mind. If once we realize this and consider that the life which flows into us from the universal life principle is at every moment new life, entirely undifferentiated to any particular purpose besides that of supporting our own individuality, and that it is therefore ours to externalize in any form we will, then we find that this manifestation of the eternal life principle in ourselves is the standpoint from which we can control our surroundings. We must lean firmly on the central point of our own being and not on anything else. Our mistake is in taking our surroundings too much au grand sérieux. We should touch things more lightly. As soon as we feel that their weight impedes our free handling of them, they are mastering us and not we them. Light handling does not mean weak handling. On the contrary, lightness of touch is incompatible with a weak grasp of the instrument, which implies that the weight of the tool is excessive relatively to the force that seeks to guide it. A light, even playful handling therefore implies a firm grasp and perfect control over the instrument. Well, this chapter was written many years ago, and Thomas Troward talks about Grinling Gibbons, and he was a master woodworker, and he carved beautifully. The most beautiful carvings, such that you would see in the cathedrals in Europe, were created by Grinling Gibbons. So this next part says, a light, even playful handling therefore implies a firm grasp and perfect control over the instrument. It is only in the hands of a Grinling Gibbons that the carving tool can create miracles of aerial lightness from the solid wood. A light yet firm touch tells not of weakness, but of power held in reserve. And if we realize our own out-and-out spiritual nature, we know that behind any measure of power we may put forth, there is the whole reserve of the infinite to back us up. As we come to know this, we begin to handle things lightly, playing with them as a juggler does with his flying knives, which cannot make the slightest movement other than he has assigned to them. For we begin to see that our control over things is part of the necessary order of the universe. The disorder we have met with in the past has resulted precisely from our never having attempted consciously to introduce this element of our personal control as part of the system. Where you place your thoughts, your conscious control of what you're thinking, your feeling is creating your world. Thomas Troward says, of course I speak of the whole person, not merely the part of him which Walt Whitman says is contained between his hat and his boots, not just your physical body. The whole man is an infinitude, and the physical portion of him is the instrument through which he looks out upon and enjoys all that belongs to him, his own kingdom of the infinite. And when he learns that this is the meaning of his conscious individuality, he sees how it is that he is infinite and finds that he is one with infinite mind, which is the innermost core of the universe. Having thus reached the true center of his own being, he can never give this central place to anything else, but will realize that relatively to this, all other things are in the position of the incidental and accessory. And growing daily in this knowledge, he will learn so to handle all things lightly, yet firmly, that grief, fear, and error will have less and less space in his world. And until at last, sorrow and sighing shall flee away, and everlasting joy shall take their place. We may have taken only a few steps on the way as yet, but they are in the right direction. And what we have to do now is to go on. Take a deep breath in and handle today lightly but firmly. Set your intention that the universal energy will remove any unnecessary blocks, and the challenges that you must go through are the ones that are there purposefully to strengthen you for the next stage, for the next step on your journey of growth and becoming the person who has that ideal life that you're dreaming of, that you're thinking of, that you wish for. Set your intention. That's where you're going. And start to think, feel, and act as if you are already living that life. Everything you need is within you. Create a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Enjoy your day. Place your energy in the direction of what matters most to you. Thank you. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7.